Hello, and welcome back, subscribers, and happy Valentine's Day to all of you. I hope you are doing well, and if you're not having a good day, I hope that this cheers you up. Let's talk about how I almost completely threw up my Valentine's Day chocolates in middle school, and how I was that friend who ended up giving all of my friends candies, even if I didn't have to, because I wanted them to feel inclusive. So to start off with, back in middle school, I was the kind of friend who at first didn't understand it. I didn't know why. I'd have to remember 30 to 40 of my fellow classmates' names, and some of them were my classmates that were bullies to me. I will be making a separate video about my middle school bullies, because boy, do I have some reflections on what I wish I could have done better in response to it. But even on Valentine's Day, I would give it to them, and of course they would just throw it away right in front of me, or they would just be like, ew, do you like me like that or something? Because back then, it was a weird time of middle school where it wasn't as open for that kind of community stuff, and of course, I didn't know what that was. I was an innocent little kid who was just trying to share candy with my friends. Now that I'm a bit older, it was kind of mean of them to say those kinds of things. But with that being said, I thought that I had a puppy love crush back in middle school, and I was surprised when I had received a Valentine's Day, mystery chocolate. I ended up sharing a piece with a high schooler who was like, hey, can I have some? That looks really nice. Not so secret admirer anymore's buddy nudges him in panic when they saw, and they went from laughing to panic. Middle school me was panicking, and I was near teary-eyed because I'm like, what did I do by sharing this chocolate to this poor high schooler? I got sick 10 minutes later, throwing it back up, and thankfully that high schooler didn't get sick. I don't know if they tried to put laxatives or something in it that would just make me sick. I'm glad I didn't have allergies, because if this kid was trying to actually hurt me on Valentine's Day, they probably would have succeeded because of my ignorance and me just eating chocolate like a dumb kid. But after that, my much more advanced middle school, 6th to 8th grade, I ended up just not really caring. I'd end up seeing a lot of people that would be receiving these gifts, and of course some sad thoughts went through my head of nobody really cares, nobody wanted to get me any of these kinds of thingies, but over time I learned that it didn't really matter if someone did or didn't. It was something that I was a little disappointed that I didn't really receive much, but it wasn't something that I was going to let, run me down or get me, overly worked up about it. I would be that friend who would end up getting a bunch of those, Valentine's Day cards for my close friends and some chocolates that I would be like, hey, by the way, I'm buying some of those chocolates on sale if anyone wants to share it. And it was just nice to know that our friends would just kind of enjoy hanging out and not have to make such a big fuss about the holiday. And even if we did have partners or not, we could just enjoy the day with each other as friends. However, one thing that I had seen was I felt bad for the people who would receive a dozen different gifts all in one day. They'd have to have a separate backpack just to carry all of their items. And I thought of a sweet thing of oh, that's really cute. A lot of people care about them. But then I thought of it from a horror game perspective of a little mini idea. What would you do if you were in a world where you had to accept all of these gifts and suddenly you had 12 secret admirers and you ended up having to collect all of these roses and chocolates and teddy bears and somehow make it out of the school alive? I don't know, just a weird thought that ran through my head, but nowadays I'm enjoying Valentine's Day with my partner. For those who didn't notice, by the dozens of videos that I've made in the past, I am going on 7+ years strong with my partner, a chorus, as I call him, which is the lion anthropomorphic character that you guys have seen, including that little animation video of the Valentine's gifts. He and I were not exactly materialistic, and I wanted to share that with that little video where instead of accepting some roses and chocolates, I'd rather have a chorus, because he is the only gift that I could really need on this holiday. And for those of you who are by yourselves and at this point, treat yourself to the day, enjoy the day. If you want to have a bubble bath with rose petals in it, spoil yourself. If you want to enjoy some candy, some sweets, if you're old enough, have something to drink in responsible ways. If you want to just lay on your bed and play video games all day, do so. Enjoy yourself. Play some Animal Crossing. Share some love with your villagers if you play that game, or destroy things on Doom. Enjoy the holiday however you guys want to. And thank you so much for listening. If you're not already part of that subscriber squad, please be sure to put your paws to that subscribe button. Check out my link tree for ways to support the channel. If you guys have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section down below. Happy Valentine's Day to all. Bye-bye!